Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 now today. Got some more summoning for you guys. That's right, this time around, we're going to be summoning for Tori in all of her glory here, and her very unique passive. So, let's go ahead and jump into this, right? We do have quite a few bookmarks, but I am saving the vast majority of them for any future collaborations that we might see mosey their way over into an update near you. But yeah, for right now, we're just going to go ahead and I don't know if I pulled anything besides a 4-star here. Yeah, no, nothing but a 4-star. Alright, we're gonna go 10 out of time. Hopefully we managed to grab a copy of Tori and also a copy of her artifact. I do want a copy of the artifact, even though it's not necessarily the greatest thing, I believe. So, yeah, Feat of Criticism here raises the attack by 10% and then grants a barrier equivalent to up to 75% of the attack for 2 turns. It's okay, but I think there are better options for her, just because, you know, her class is a bunch of good artifacts available to her, right? Thieves have quite the variety. So yeah, let's, oof. So far, nothing. It's a little rough. Okay, got some more 4-stars. Do a little skipperoo here. See if we can, hopefully, again, snag the artifact before we get her. If not, I can just buy a copy of the artifact from the powder shop, but if I can help it, getting a copy of it through the summons would be ideal. Well, it looks like we're gonna be nearing pity soon. Oh yeah, 70 away. Actually, not soon. We're not even halfway through. Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. Oh no, is it? Oh, we got Tori first. I can't complain. Got Tori, and we didn't hit pity. Hopefully we get artifact. Oh, that's a cute expression. Okay, hopefully we get artifact. If not, be a little bit bummed, but it's okay. Oh yeah, no, we did not manage to snag artifact, but you know what? Getting Tori is more than enough, so I'm happy with that. Time to go ahead and see how she does in Arena. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at my Tori build, and then we're gonna jump into some arena matches to showcase what she can do. My Tori is currently plus 15, I went ahead and just molded everything. You do need the damage on her S1, it is her primary attacking skill, so definitely have that fully molded. Her S3 is good for turn cycling, getting those buffs up, and helps her get extra turns faster. And then her S2 obviously is gonna help protect her and keep her alive. She's a very Mola hungry unit. And hopefully you have enough stored up for her. Now this is my current build. I'm going for a lifesteal with immunity. Immunity is kind of mandatory on her, in my opinion, unless you're running her with a knight that has Bastion of Perlucia to give her immunity if she's in the backline. So Tori is pretty strong in that her immunity can't be dispelled, right? My Tori isn't super fast or anything. She's just on a lifesteal build. Thankfully she doesn't need bulk because of her passive, kind of like how Roy and Spirit Eye Celine did not need any bulk either. So you can run her on lifesteal for sustain. If you want to play her on destruction, you can definitely go for that. She might even work on a slow tanky counter build with some immortality shenanigans, right, where you just have 3 turns of immortality from Dark Acades and you're sitting there with immunity and some barriers and you're just sitting there encountering. That could be a pretty good time as well. Currently running her on Wind Rider. It gives her an extra attack boost, which is kind of nice for her when she's in battle. It does scale with her barriers that she'll gain from her S1s, and when she does kill somebody, she'll go into stealth, which is really neat because that stealth cannot be dispelled, right? She can get hit out of stealth, but because she gives herself a barrier on S1, she will be quite hidden and difficult to deal with, especially with lifesteal. She can heal herself back up and all that good stuff, right? So we're gonna test this out, see how it goes. I'm not sure if lifesteal is the best set, but it's one of my favorite sets, so we're gonna have some fun with it. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into our first match here with a bit of a fun team. Baghead Armin seems to play a part in the whole Tori story universe, so we're going to bring her in. She has a team imprint for attack, and this is what I'm going to be running into my opponents here. Going to bring in Abigail as well. She is going to be a very nice unit to keep the Baghead Armin alive. Baghead Armin is the only dark unit on my side, so all the light units on my opponent's team are going to be attacking her. And we have Last Rider Crow just for some extra immunity immunity for the team as well. Gonna help Tori out in keeping her, well, buffs stacked, essentially. And the barriers from LRK from the AoEs on my opponents like Bellion and Navy Captain Landy are also gonna be pretty decent. So we'll see what our Tori can do in this scenario here. Bad Cat Armin is really only here to help the Tori counterattack. We get a crit damage buff as well. And Abigail's keeping the Bad Cat Armin alive because she's gonna be, well, targeted by pretty much everybody. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what we can get away with. I'm gonna go for an S3 onto the Empyrean Ilanov. See if we can perhaps provoke her here. We just need to get our defense buff and barrier up. Yeah, there you go. So we are gonna, ooh, actually, probably gonna get stripped here. It's fine. I'd rather this get stripped than the immortality later. All right, Tori gets to go. Let's go for an S3. And we're really testing this out for Tori's damage as well. Tori is, oh, there you go. She has the Cascade buff. Very nice. We can soul burn this. And there is anti-crit on the other side, which kind of sucks. But let's try to burst down this Empyrean Ilanov if we can. Oh, there you go. Okay. So there is a lot of mitigation on the opponent's side with the Arwell there. However, it doesn't mean that we can't do anything. Let's go for the Empyrean Ilanov. Really want to get rid of her first, because she is a source of cleansing for the opponent's team. Right, so there you go. And I'll go for an S3. This will give immunity to everybody, so that we don't get provoked by this upcoming Bellion's turn. There we go. No defense penetration here. It's mostly mitigated from that Empyrean Ilanov. So we do get, look at this, barrier on the a barrier on us, on our Tori. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that counter there, guys. Beautiful stuff. And because we got the kill, we're going to stealth. We did get a barrier on her as well, right? Because she did do her S1, and now look at her. She's pretty much just invincible sitting there. It is great, right? On a lifesteal build with the counter from the Bad Cat Armin. This is good stuff. Look at that. Attack buff and crit damage buff. Even on a non-crit, we're killing. So, unfortunately, no Cascade, which is really strange. Oh, yeah, sorry. There's a cooldown on the Cascade. It's not every turn. We got it last turn. So, let's go for the... Because we have the crit damage buff, let's go for the Navy Captain Landy. Okay, never mind. We didn't manage to get the Navy Captain Landy there. Let's go for the Bellion here. Ooh, I was hoping that there wouldn't be counter, but I guess, okay. We're going to be eating that to the face. I'm going to push up the team, very nice. And LRK is going to have another S3. Well, this should take care of the Navy Captain Landy. It was a fun little, adventure for Tori here, right? There you go, got that immunity up, get that barrier for the Tori as well. Pretty nice. Let's strip away the defense buff. And LRK actually reducing the cooldowns of all of my skills here, which are pretty good for the team. Abigail actually does have a S3. Let's go for that. And let's see if Tori manages to kill. I don't think Abigail kills here. Yeah, there you go. So we do get the Cascade. Very nice. Let's see how much do we do with a Soul Burn onto a Defense Broken Bellion. Now that is pretty insane. Okay, so now that we kind of got the fundamentals out of the way in terms of how Tori works, you just Soul Burn her S1 whenever you have the Cascade buff, and then you just stack buffs on her, right? Her S3 helps out quite a bit. Let's go into some more showcases. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump to our second showcase match over here. This time we're going up against a really annoying defense team that you guys probably have run into in the past before, right? I think the only thing that's kind of a little bit out of place here is the BBK. Normally people either run BBK or Fire Flan. Typically you don't see both together, and one of the two units is replaced by Harsetti. We'll fight Harsetti teams in a bit, but for this team right here, let's go ahead and jump into it. We have New Moon Luna to help us seal the opponent, we have Mediator Coward to help buff the team, and we have Diane, who was recently buffed, and we're going to test her out, see how she works against our opponents. We are going to be going first here with New Moon Luna. Because there's no Harsetti, nothing's really stopping me from going ahead and soul burning this, so that we can try to kill this young Senya as soon as possible, because then they'll really have no cleansing on my opponent's side, right? So we'll go for this. I can go for an S3, which will be kind of nice for penetration resistance, which is a pretty sick buff, honestly. So we'll go for this, and we get anti-crit as well. Diane will gain 50% combat readiness. She should be able to lap my opponent here, especially when Tori goes and gives the team a speed buff. So let's go ahead and give everyone the speed buff now. right? Attack buff, speed buff. She has so many buffs on her at this point, honestly, that look at that. We're pretty much guaranteed a Cascade buff at this point. Let's go ahead and Soul Burn. It's a free Soul Burn if you have the Cascade buff, and let's see how much damage we can do to the Senya. Pretty much just take her out in one shot, right? Cascade finished her off there, but 24,000 damage is nothing to laugh at. And look at that, we have that penetration resistance. We're not going to get one shot by that Mort here. The team is pretty nice and healthy. Meteor Cowrick might go down, honestly, from that BBK. We did get defense broken, and she is going to crit us through the anti-crit. Okay, that's kind of bad, but it's alright. Diane is going to be immobilized because of the fear, and now BBK is not sealed anymore, which kind of sucks, but we can loop around with the New Moon Luna here. Go for the S2. The speed buff is going to help us lap some more. We can finish off the Fire Flan. There we go, beautiful stuff, and Tori is going to be able to go again. Nice Cascade buff here. Let's go ahead and Soul Burn into the Mort, just try to finish him off, honestly. Then we can kind of deal with the BBK afterwards. She is almost going to take out my New Moon Luna, so we do need to go for an S2. I'm going for the S2, 1 for the damage, but 2, so that I can lap back around and then I can S3, hopefully. So we'll go for the S2 here, push up everybody. This gives us a nice barrier, and also gives everyone the attack buff. Diane's buffs got kind of shuffled around a little bit with her recent buff. But yeah, let's go ahead and seal with the New Moon Luna, and then Tori should be able to come in and finish the job. She is a really good, just strong, solid DPS unit, right? And her unique buffs are, the fact that she can make any buff into an undispellable buff, her unique passive, is pretty nice as well. But I kind of do feel like she isn't really going to be as good as people might have anticipated her to be on paper. Alright, so, as promised, let's go ahead and see how we do against a Harsetti team. This is going to be a much slower type of Harsetti team here. This is actually something you might run into in RTA more than just seeing in Arena or Guild Wars. So it is a nice little application of Tori in this situation. Again, Tori really doesn't do all that much besides a lot of damage, and she does need a lot of buffs from her teammates, and she's a really selfish unit. She doesn't really provide the team with all that much besides a little speed buff on her S3. The attack buff's okay, but a lot of units that you're pairing with Tori likely aren't going to be utilizing that attack buff very well because they tend to be more supporty, right? Mediator Coward, by the way, is a fantastic unit for her. Not only does he give her the immunity and the attack buff with his S3, but his S2 gives her a meaty barrier as well. We're going to come in here with Schneel to kind of counter this DDR, and LRK is, well, LRK, he's just going to be a pretty nice choice to have overall. Let's go for an S3 here. We'll cleanse everybody off. That way we can buff with Schneel when the time comes. The Ilnanov's going to come in, hit the Cowrick. That is perfectly fine. We're lapping back around, right? We're trying to loop back around to S2 with him as soon as possible. Let's go for the S3. Imperial Ilnanov, again, going to be a little bit of an issue here. No defense penetration on my part, at least reduced defense penetration. But that's not really going to stop me because Tori can actually deal with Imperial Ilnanov quite well. Notice how in Tori's kit, nowhere does it say she penetrates defense, right? She does a good chunk of damage just by herself on her own. Alright, let's go for the S3 here. Let's get the speed buff to add on to my plethora of buffs, which now guarantees, because I have 5 buffs here, guarantees I get Cascade because we have a 20% chance for every buff we have. That guaranteed our Cascade. Let's go for a Soul Burn onto the Imperial Ilnanov. She does have Indomitable, which kind of sucks, but we did chip her down a little bit, which ended up being just enough for us to come in and get that kill. Blood Moon Hate's going to come for the S3 onto Last Rider Crow. Not going to kill here. The NPC is, the AI is very, very trigger happy with the S3. Just kind of does it on his first turn. Well, this was the worst case scenario for me though, because that was a really good time for him to actually proc that. So let's go for the S2 on the Harsetti, or not, or we're not going to strip anything. I guess we're going to go for the S3 here now. So Schneel is actually pretty decent here with giving the team immunity. So Tori is going to be well protected. There you go, got that barrier going as well. Very nice. And everyone's going to be hitting that Last Rider Crow, which I'm not complaining about. He's doing his job, he's tanking. There you go, Schneel's going to come in again, get that barrier, get that immunity. Okay, that's gonna be a lot of damage. LRK is gonna end up going down, which is very unfortunate, but it's alright. We can come in here with Shield for some more damage here. Tori should have another really strong hit coming up in this turn. She's just not going to get the Cascade for a free soul burn. However, I can still manually soul burn here, right? It costs 20 souls, but it is well worth it. She does so much damage. Go ahead and kill that Blood Moon Haste. There you go. Oh, look at that. 22k health. That Wind Rider, definitely a pretty decent artifact for her. I think you can get away with things like Alexa's Basket. You might even be able to get away with something like Genoa's artifact too, in terms of getting the barrier on demand. Instead of getting at the start of the battle with her own artifact, use Genoa's artifact, and you can get that every time you S3. Alright guys, so jumping into the next match over here, we're going up against a pretty aggressive team. Right, we got BBK, Bystander Hua-Young, and Afternoon Silk Flan, all great damage dealers, along with the New Moon Luna, great support unit. I am going to be playing slower with this team here, so using Tori in this team is going to be quite interesting. I have Crow, actually, joining the fray. He does have a passive, so New Moon Luna can't seal him. We have a good cleanser in the form of Mediator Cowrick, and then Ruel can actually, well, hopefully hold her own here. I don't really know if she can withstand the Bystander Hua-Young, but we can preemptively pop a invincibility on herself to kind of tank the, or weather the storm. She won't tank the hit. The Bystander Hua-Young won't attack her, but hopefully it'll be fine. I really want to just try to utilize that damage limit buff. So we'll see what happens here. BBK is going to come in with an S3. Okay, alright. That hand guy actually surprisingly didn't die for some reason. Even with a defense break. So let us go for an S3 and let's cleanse the entire team. Kind of have to at this point. Bystander Hua-Young is going to come in and she will hurt. She will hurt a lot. The Crow could come in with an S3, but I think it's a little too soon. I'm going to push back the Bystander Hua-Young, give my... There you go, pushed her back, very nice. We get countered, but it's okay. We are going to give ourselves a little bit of a chance here. We do have Cascade, actually. That's good. That's real good. Let's go for an S3. Granting Cascade on the first turn is actually really nice, because now you can't grant it 2 turns in a row, right? So our cooldown for Cascade's going down, but because Cascade only dispels itself once I attack, I'm keeping it for this turn, and then the next turn I can get it again. So I really want to kill this Bystander Hua-Young here. So she is posing a threat to my Ruel, right? Let's see if we can kill her off. Ooh, not quite, not quite. Ah, she is quite tanky. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, so Ruel here. Could I? Can I kill the Bystander Hua-Young with my Mediator Cowrick is the real question. I'm hoping I can. I am gonna just hope that I can here. We'll go for the S2. And I will go for an S2 here on the Hua-Young, because I am a damage Cowrick. There you go. Beautiful stuff. Managed to kill her off. And that damage limit buff on the Cowrick is going to be really, really nice in terms of keeping him alive. Krau's in an interesting position where I could rip an S3. But the problem is I will lose the absorption of his like passive Aureus here, right? He receives 25% of damage suffered by all allies in their place. I don't know if I really want to lose that right now. But I wonder if I can kill the Fire Flan. I'm gonna go for it. If I can kill the Fire Flan, there's a lot less damage to worry about here. So we should be able to heal a bit as well. Ooh, look at that, beautiful. And then Crow does do a little bit of healing. It's not a whole lot. It's actually kind of less than I expected him to. But it's okay. See, look at that. Cascade granted once again. And this time around, let's go for the New Moon Luna. Soul burn this for free. A lot of damage coming out. Oh yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And at this point, it's pretty much lights out for this BBK. So I don't know. I feel like Tori is actually a really strong DPS unit. You could build her faster. You could build her with more damage as well, right? With a destruction set and potentially like a torrent on her could be really, really nice. You do give up immunity in those cases, but if you're playing fast-paced and aggressive, you should be taking the first turn regardless. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump into a aggressive game here where we're going to be using Tori into a BBK and into a Fire Flan. Now, I've been using her into these units throughout the matches, but I do want to throw in here a little tidbit where she's actually not that great into those units. She really excels at doing giant burst damage, right? Just a huge number in one go. And with Fire Flan, with her evasion, prevents you from critting and all that good stuff, and then BBQ with the immortality, they really stifle the one thing that Tori is really good at, right? So don't like watch these clips and have the takeaway of like, oh, I can bring Tori in as a DPS into any of my opponent's units. She's kind of limited in what she can and cannot do, so take that with what you will, right? Even though she's a really good DPS unit, she's still a bit situational. Alright, BBK, thankfully, we got the bomb on her here. We can go ahead and stun her. Boom, very nice. But we are going to be taking care of both of these units with other units, right? So we're going to use Eligos and Veronica, just showcasing that, you know, even though Tori is decent, there are other units that can excel against certain opponents, right, that she might not really be too great at killing herself. So there we go. Eligos gonna manage to finish off the Fire Flan, and then Tori's gonna come in and well, not do all that much. She is gonna buff herself, and that's about it. So BBK is stunned. I can go for the BBK here, but I might as well kill the Taiwan first. There you go. And we'll go for the BBK. Get that immortality procced, and then dispel it. Veronica goes, finishes her off there. So yeah, you see, in situations like this, in aggressive teams, Tori might not be the best option, but if you are going up against tankier units, like we showcased in the first match, she is pretty good. Alright guys, so once again, let's go into a tankier team where I think Tori does really excel against. I'm playing a bit slower myself here with DN for the buffs, we have Bibulus for the debuffs against my opponent, and Empyrean Ilanov, whose Indomitable buff is going to be kind of nice for us, but also that defense penetration resistance kind of stifles his 3 units in the back there, right? Ocean Breeze Luluka is just kind of sitting there and chilling. So I don't really want my debuffs to, or my buffs to get stripped. I guess what I'll do, you know what, I'll just do it anyway. We'll just go for the S3. The penetration resistance is going to be super nice. That stacked with Empyrean Ilanov is actually going to be kind of insane. We'll see if we actually get stripped by the Ocean Breeze Luluka here. If we do, it's fine. Oh my god, we actually do on everybody here. Whoa! We get silence as well. Okay, well that's kind of unfortunate. It's okay though, because we do just go for... Ooh, actually, don't want to get a counterattack on us. Let's go for a... Oh, no counterattack there. I was kind of hoping that he would go for it. Okay, well, Diane on the next turn can actually cleanse. Oh, actually, no, she can't. She's silenced. Uh-oh. That's not good. Well, we at least guarantee that we get a Cascade buff here. So let's go for this. That was definitely a misplay at the beginning. I probably shouldn't have done that. But, oh well. Let's go for the kill onto the Ocean Breeze Luluka, because their Blood Moon Haste won't really be a threat to us here. There you go, got that kill. The reason Blood Moon Haste is not a threat is because we have so much defense penetration resistance on our team that he really can't do anything, even if he had saved his S3 and had attacked us with his buff. It wouldn't have been enough. So let's go for this into the... Let's go for the Blood Moon Haste himself. I'm really hoping that he counters me here. In that case, we'll get to proc the Bibulus. Still no counter, okay. We can go for an S2, so it'll give us a little bit of healing, a little bit of a barrier and attack buff, good stuff. We can now go for an S3 with Bibulus. This should be stripping the buffs on the Navy Captain Landy at the very least. There you go, got that blind there. Unfortunately, no counter still. So let's go for the Dragon Bride Senya. Oh my god, look at that. Look at all those buffs stacked on us. It's great. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Cascade, but it's fine. We'll manage to get it on this upcoming turn. There you go. Finally, a counterattack. That's what we need here. So Bibulus able to come in. We should be able to get a defense spray. There you go. Nice stuff. Onto that Dragon Bride Senya. We'll be focusing down that Dragon Bride Senya. And we push back the Navy Captain Landy, silence her. The DN, we'll just keep hitting this Navy Captain Landy. If she counters, it's better for me. Okay, Okay, wow, wow, my opponent's luck is just terrible right now. Hardly any extra attacks, there's one. Hardly any extra attacks, and also hardly any counters. See, look at that. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and replenish the S3 so that we can get that defense penetration resistance and the anti-crit back up. This will guarantee that Tori is able to get that Cascade. There you go. Because we have Cascade, we might as well Soul Burn this for free. Go for that. Oh, beautiful. 43k there. Very, very nice. Come on, counter me once more. Or not? Okay, or not. Let's go for an S2. Get that attack buff on Tori. Very nice. Can we... Can we see a counter of some sort? I really want that defense break right now. I want to see what the non-soul burn defense break is going to be. Okay, or not. We're just going to have to do this then. So we'll just S3. I guess one of the downsides of using the... one of the downsides of having stealth from Wind Rider is that you do kind of lose it. But it's okay. We traded that extra turn for a Cascade buff. There you go. Nice damage. Almost killed the Blood Moon Haste there. Alright, we'll finish him off with this. Surprised that we didn't actually kill there, but it's okay. Might just be a tankier Blood Moon Haste than the ones I fought previously. Ah, there you go. Finally, some good stuff. Okay, good. We did get a defense break. I'm curious to see how much damage we do against the Landy when she's defense broken when I don't crit. I'm hoping that Ilanav doesn't kill. Okay, very nice. Good. So when we... Oh, ooh, Gibless got pushed up though. Oh, he does heal. That's okay. I really want to see Tori's damage here, please. I really just want to see Tori's damage. Don't kill Gibless. Ah, very nice. Okay, so Tori's damage. Let's see on a defense broken unit with no soul burn. Let's see how much it does. Okay, 8,000 damage. Not actually that bad. You can technically, if you can get a defense break off, use her into units that have anti-crit, and she can still do respectable damage, just given that she scales off of her attack very nicely, and she gives herself a free attack buff, right? So you don't have to rely on crit damage for all of your damage needs. But hey, with that being said though, guys, let me know what you think of Tori in the comment section down below. What are her strengths? What are her limitations? I'm kind of liking her. She's pretty fun. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.